My name is Connie Chau. I've been part of the Willowbridge community since I think September 2022. And what I love most about being part of this community is just the fact that it's a wonderful place to live. It's very close by to everything in Chicago, and we have wonderful staff. I came here to Chicago to pursue my PhD at Northwestern University, where I study how to build and design digital health technologies. I became connected to CanWin through actually my university, which has this program where you can actually intern at a nonprofit during the school year for course credit. And so I met with the coordinator and became aware that there was this great organization that specifically served survivors of domestic violence who are Asian American, Asian immigrant, and we started that connection, and I interned on their community engagement team.
So CanWin was founded almost 35 years ago in 1990 by a group of Asian American women. They realized that survivors in the community who don't speak English or who are not familiar with the American culture were not getting any services from many of the mainstream organizations. Actually, they didn't even know there were help available for survivors. These founders had created literally out of nothing a hotline with their landline phones at the time. And from there, it was a volunteer organization for quite a while. Right now, we have multilingual 24-hour hotline, crisis intervention, case management, counseling, all types of services for survivors, as well as community engagement that deeply engages our communities in different languages and in a culturally resonant manner. Engaging our community around these issues is so critical, not only to let people know that there are services available for survivors, but then people can participate in the cultural norm shifting and really working on their own relationships to make a healthier community.
When I heard about the Tell Your Story campaign, I immediately thought of CanWin in this organization because one of the close connection and relationships I developed with the people there, but also the fact that they work in this type of niche of domestic violence and survivors. That's really hard, and you don't see a lot of that visibility out in the world. And I thought that this would be a great opportunity, even if I didn't win, to share that story with someone, to share that this great organization exists in the world and they're doing incredible work, and I would love for them to receive that kind of recognition. I actually submitted to this same Tell Your Story campaign last year, and unfortunately didn't get it. That's fine. And I think what I did differently this time was I had written a script out, my first submission, but the second time I was like, this is really me speaking from the heart, and really the fact that this is just another chance to get someone else to look at what they're doing, what this amazing org and all the people there are doing, and get the word out. I think it was a few days turnaround, and then when I finally saw the winners announced, I saw third, and I was like, oh, maybe it's not. And then I saw that I was second, and I immediately texted my partner. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. This is real. I was just absolutely elated. I felt like my heart was racing, and I was just really excited. They just had donation drives in the past where they talk about how $50 can give a survivor a car ride to safety, a hotel room, or something like that. And so I was immediately thinking about this would be an amazing opportunity for them. And with the donation money, I know for certain that they're going to use that to benefit survivors, to bolster what their staff can do, to support each other, because one of the really wonderful things that they always try to emphasize is directly working with the community, whether that's directly with survivors, with parents, families, children, but also community outreach and education, bringing people into the conversation on how we can support each other and end domestic violence.
Connie winning the Tell Your Story campaign is absolutely fantastic. I feel like Aurelian Apartments being part of this campaign is super, super exciting for them, for the team, and also just for Chicago in general. It is such a great opportunity to highlight all of the charitable organizations here, and Aurelian really is a place that our residents love, and to see them getting involved in getting a campaign together is just really absolutely wonderful.
I think it's very important to give back to charities, especially in your community, and you wouldn't think of an apartment company, property management company participating in something like this. So I think it really sets Willowbridge apart.
I think to the Willowbridge community, management, etc., I really appreciate the fact that this contest even exists. I am also really surprised that something like this would be offered by a management company, and I think it really shows that they care to hear about the individual stories of the people who live there, but also with the rest of the community, organizations, nonprofits that are very intimately connected to where each building is. So thank you so much to the Willowbridge community and staff.